Med Diet presents the Mechanically Altered Diet Made Easy. This session will cover 4 topics: why mechanically altered foods are prescribed, foods to be avoided and why. We'll talk about foods appropriate for mechanically altered diets as defined by the National Dysphagia Diet. And last, we will share tips for easily and successfully preparing mechanically altered foods. Difficulty with swallowing is called dysphagia and can result as a complication from a number of different conditions that affect muscles and nerves of the upper body. Dysphagia can impact people at any age. It really depends on someone's medical situation. Swallowing is a natural response. Many of us don't even think about it. As you take a bite of food and chew it, the food mixes with saliva to form what is called a food bolus. Once the bolus of food is formed, the tongue helps move it to the back of the mouth to be swallowed. The food bolus passes down a tube called the esophagus to the stomach where it is digested. It is very important that the bolus of food go down the esophagus to the stomach and not into the windpipe, which is the trachea. If food particles go down the trachea, it can lead to respiratory infections, or if the food is large enough, the person could choke. It is important to watch for signs of swallowing difficulty and report them to a healthcare professional. Look for coughing or choking before, during, or after swallowing. A wet or gurgly-sounding voice, food left in the mouth or pocketed in the cheeks, drooling, or complaints of painful swallowing are all signs of dysphagia. Mechanically altered foods are typically a part of the transition from a pureed diet back to regular foods. The person with dysphagia will still have some difficulty with swallowing, but can now handle the process of chewing small food particles and some mixed textures. With a mechanically altered diet, the ability to chew is required. Nuts, seeds, skins, chewy foods, sticky foods, and tough or dry foods still need to be avoided. Let's begin with a review of allowed pureed foods. Pureed foods will be moist, smooth, and cohesive, with a consistency like pudding or mashed potatoes. You can review the list of acceptable pureed diet foods in the video segment The Pureed Diet Made Easy, or by reviewing the National Dysphagia Diet Manual, or by referring to our website for a copy of the Level 1 Dysphagia Pureed Food Lists. A big advance with the mechanically altered diet is the inclusion of small pieces of foods. In general, foods still need to be soft-textured and moist, with no skins, seeds, crusts, or nuts. Allowing small pieces of soft foods brings new variety to the diet. Canned fruits can now be served diced. Depending on any liquid consistency restrictions, juices with a little pulp and fruits like melons may be okay. Soft, well-cooked vegetables without skins, hulls, or stems are allowed, as are well-cooked potatoes without skin. Soft protein foods with some texture are allowed, such as fish, meat pieces in gravy, meat loaves, cottage cheese, tofu, and scrambled or soft eggs. Care should be taken to serve meats that are not tough. Gravies and sauces can be used to moisten meat. Products are also available to mix with ground meats to hold them together and keep them moist. Some mixed textures will be allowed, but the speech pathologist will evaluate each individual, as this can vary by person. Oatmeal and plain cereals with just enough milk to moisten them are approved mixed textures. The key is that there should be just enough milk to soak into the cereal pieces and make them soft. Cereals with nuts, seeds, dried fruits, and coconut should be avoided. Some prepared desserts can also be offered. Items like fruit cobblers, one-crust pies, soft cookies dunked in milk or coffee, and moist cakes are just a few examples of acceptable desserts. Mixed meal items are tolerated as long as they are made with allowable foods. Examples include soups with soft, consistent-size food pieces, casseroles with noodles, and meat salads without celery or onion pieces. We hope that this video has given you an overview of the types of foods allowed on the mechanically altered diet. Be sure to ask your dietitian or speech-language pathologist if you have any questions about a particular food item being appropriate. To learn about attractive and creative plate presentations, watch the video segment called Pleasing Plate Presentations for the Dysphagia Diet. For more information, talk to your healthcare provider, visit the product manufacturer's websites, or visit us at dysphagia-diet.com.